We're the Thompsons, and this is our story.
What we're gonna do right here, right back, go back, go back, go back,
go back. Before we met, I had just joined the church. Got my right hand in fellowship on Christmas of 2011, which I'll never forget. And I had just got out of a relationship maybe about 2 years before me and Anna.
I was in a lot of relationships, and none of them were ones that were godly. It was probably about 2 or 3 years before Stephen. The guy really wasn't interested in me. He wasn't returning calls. He would plan things and not follow through. And but after a while, I got tired of, I just stopped, you know, pursuing him. I stopped dating.
I was celibate. I was trying my hardest to get close to God. I was in ministry. I was doing Men Connected with Christ at the church. I was doing Bible study. I was doing Sunday service.
I was spending a lot of time in church. I was taking classes. I was doing focus studies. I was in Bible study. Every single chance I got, I was always at church. And I kind of noticed one day, I was like, you know what? I really haven't been talking to anybody. And my coworker told me something, and she told me, she's like, you'll never find anybody at church. You have to go out to the happy hours. You have to do this. You have to do that. And I was like, you know, if I never get married or never meet the right person, I will be totally fine. And then we fast forward maybe 6 months to a year, and all the young adults at church started hanging out together. It was one night, we decided that we wanted to all get together. We were gonna go to the singles ministry event.
To find a wife, and once I found a wife, I got out of the singles ministry. So men, you can definitely find your wife in the singles ministry.
I get to the singles event, and I see this guy at the door.
I was serving, so I was at the door doing check-in, and I saw Anna walk in. She was talking to a couple of her friends. And I tried to walk over, and she acted like she didn't see me, which I know she did. She won't admit it to this day.
And he was talking to one of my friends who was waiting for me to put my name tag on so I could go in. And I walk up, and he's like, you're Anna, right? And I'm like, yeah, I am. He's like, do you know who I am? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I know who you are. I had no idea who he was.
Slide her a DM on GroupMe. I knew I probably wanted to pursue her a little bit, just on a friend level for a while.
We were talking, I was thinking things were just, you know, hey, we're, you know, brother and sister in Christ, we're talking, we're praying, we're in the group together. And out of the blue, we were direct messaging each other, and he was like, you know, I really look forward to what God has in store for us. And I was like, what? I don't know what that means.
So I got some counsel on how to pursue her from a mentor, Big Brother Skip Little, and some other mentors that I have at the church.
He said, you know, what do you think about courting and dating? And I said, well, you know, I know dating is just data gathering. You're just learning people, but courting really has a purpose, and the purpose is that it would lead towards marriage. So if it's not a relationship that you're interested in getting married to, then it's probably not something you should pursue. But he was like, so what do you think about us courting? And I was like, well, yeah, okay. So we talked about it for a little bit more. He's like, okay, yeah, we're courting now. Okay. So he's very direct, he's very straightforward, he knows what he wants. So we got married on November 21st, 2015.
At the same place that we met, Ministry Center. Shout out to the Ministry Center.
Yeah.
Same place she act like she didn't know who I was.
I really didn't know who he was.
See how I come around full circle. One of the things that I'm learning so far, everything hasn't been peaches and cream, and I didn't expect that.
What?
Yeah, I told you that many of times. It hasn't been peaches and cream, but it's okay, because I knew this day was coming, because I know the Bible teaches that marriage is hard work, and now that I'm in it, I see what he means. But at the end of the day, all seriously, the biggest thing that I'm still working on, I'm still learning, is to be able to how to communicate, and how to communicate in an effective way. I'm very direct, and sometimes I can be too direct, and I have to understand that I have to treat my wife as the weaker vessel. Not physically weak, but just know that some of the things I say or do or act like hurts her feelings. So she can't leave me and I can't leave her.
The honeymoon phase for us, or at least I think, lasted maybe 3 months. And then it was like I woke up one day and I was like, you know what?
Who is this person?
Okay, because habits come out, you know, things that you didn't realize before. And sometimes God didn't want you to see those things because it might have changed your mind.
Check it out, y'all.
We had to be strong, and the way we did that was we were strong in our faith, and we were strong in our in the word, in prayer. One thing I say is, like, when you do it God's way, it is a complete difference, and it is so much, you know, it's just better.